colour, but do you feel like, especially in the Nigerian household, do you feel like, so like let's create a scenario. Let's say they believe to found the perfect woman for you, yeah? But you just wasn't, like in your head, you was convinced she's not for you, but they were convinced she was for you, and then there's a Polish woman who you fell in love with, yeah? That could be a crazy...
Why is it Polish?
I'm going to what he said. I'm going to what he said.
From Ukraine, from Belgium, Denmark.
Man, so Victoria.
This is Poland, bro.
Because I know that like there might be a situation where, you know, when your mum and dad believe this is for you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you'd be willing to sort of depart from your family if it caused a strain on who you're choosing in regards to like what's going to make you happy?
I'll let you answer this one.
I'm not against arranged marriage, but also at the same time, you need to be like properly looking. Like you can't just be the first person you see. Like just because you're cool with that auntie, you're gonna choose her daughter. I definitely believe like there has to be a bit of quality control.
Yeah, 100.
Right.
Maybe get my cousins involved or something.
Okay.
Someone that knows me to be like a vetting officer. You can't just be like, you know that auntie, she has one daughter the same thing.
That's what I mean.
That's what I mean.
But I definitely believe like in this generation it will probably be harder.
Yeah, nowadays.
To like find an arranged marriage. But I definitely think if I chose to build with this person, get to know them, and met my parents, because obviously your parents, they were the ones who pretty much gave you your personality.
Right.
They probably know that who you're gonna like, how you are, like if you're introvert, extrovert, what type of person they are, if they like balance out well, what they're doing in their lives, if it matches with you, their schedule and whatnot. I definitely think that you could find like a really good partner from arranged marriage, in my opinion.
Yeah.
As long as they like
You can, innit?
and especially like if your community is like big enough to where you probably might have seen them around, but maybe you didn't really start talking, and then once you started talking, you're like, wow, this person's dope type of thing.
That's
but maybe one of them was, maybe you were shy, she was shy, whatever type of thing.
But I don't know, because you see a lot of arranged. Well, this is from what I've known, because I've known someone who actually has arranged marriage,
Right?
And it's a thing where it's like they say, "Oh, you learn to love."
Yeah.
But isn't that just learning to tolerate the person that now you're just
100%.
bonded with spiritually for the rest of your life?
100%.
Like more time, these arranged marriages are going to be for like the actual, it's the legacy type of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like my name and your name. We're joining. Think about like in the old days, like the names of the family. Do you know what I mean?
It's definitely less risk. I would say.
Less risk.
Yeah, but
I think if families are involved, I definitely think that marriages last longer. Just on the basis that, and that's why, you know what, I rate Asian culture to a certain extent, yeah. Because when the woman marries the man, she moves into the family's house. Now, everyone might think that's mad, yeah, but I just want you to clock something. Your mum is going to educate this woman on how to love you. Because who knows, which woman knows you better than your mum? No woman in the world will ever know you better than your mum. She'll know how you cook, she'll know your temperism. So when she comes, she says, he's a flipping idiot, he's arguing with me. She's like, don't worry, man, he's always like this. Let me tell you what to do. Because she knows you so well. Does it make sense? And then like, she builds that close relationship with your mum and your dad. That relationship is unbreakable. You could go get your yard in 5-6 years or a year or two, but your mum will always love her and your dad will always love her. I feel like that is part of something that, like, just moving out straight away with your missus and she don't even know your mum or your dad. Because I feel like your mum and your family play a big role in your relationship. If you properly do it properly, like, that kind of keeps, you know, when you're going through rough times in your relationship, in your marriage, trust me, if the families are connected, it really plays a difference. Because she could complain to your mum about you, and your mum has got the time to listen. You know, your mum's like, this idiot boy, let me call him now. He thinks he's gonna get away with what he done. I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. And your mum will call you, be like, no, you're going home tonight. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And you're like, why are you arguing with me? And then she's like, you think you can do this to me? Don't disgrace me. Don't disgrace me. Don't disgrace me. And you know them words, as you get older, they hit you a little bit harder. Especially, you know when you're younger, you're like, oh, whatever, man, I'll disgrace this, man. But you know as you get older, you're like, don't disgrace me. Like, damn, man, why you taking it?
That one is really deep,
like, whoa, my man, chill. So I feel like that is a good thing, and I rate that because I see them do that, and I always used to think, bruv, that's mad. How you moving your missus into your mum's house and all that? But I clocked it. It's actually got a benefit to it, like with the family, like your missus getting to know your family. Because say, for instance, she didn't know how to cook your traditional food, and she's in with your mum. You try know your mum is gonna. You know, mums, they love doing it and they love teaching. They're like, this is how you make it. Get your hand. Rub it in your hand like this. You see what I done? You do it now. And you're like, bro. And then you come home and she's like, I cooked it. And you're like, oh, it tastes alright. It's still like, this is alright. This is like kind of like mum's one. Not mummy's fully, but kind of like mum's there. So I feel like it's got a benefit in that. And that's why I say I rate that still. And we need to start trying to bring them things in. And you could save bare dough as well. You know what I'm saying? People want to move up fast with their missus, yeah. But bro, you're putting yourself in debt, bro.
A big debt.
If you're working like a job and you're making $1,600 a month, yeah, and you're paying £1,000 for the place that you spent because you want to look nice for your missus, alright, just mathematically, bro, how much money do you actually have to live off? Think about you have to plan your travel now, and then you need your shopping.
Or whoever said tax, whoever said student. There's just
nothing. We're not talking about them little things. We're just saying that right now. How much do you actually have at the end, bro? For the first year of marriage, that's kind of mad still. You're kind of struggling. You're kind of struggling for the first year. I'm not saying everyone do that because everyone has to find their own way and have an old path and all that. But I'm just saying it's not a bad thing as bad as we make it seem as, you know what I'm saying? Like, moving with my family. Because remember, the family are getting connected now. Because even her family might come around to visit her and then now the family's all building. I feel like that's a really important thing because whenever you're really going through problems, you know, mummy who's got the good advice, you know, they got the mad advice. Yeah, well, you know your dad, yeah, he done the same thing years back.
They say that.
You're like, Pops! And Dad's like...
Yeah, it was me. Yeah.
Like, raw, because it's good that they have that kind of relationship. But maybe she's found some little egghead friends here. They're like, I would just leave him. I'm telling you, woo, you can do better.
My mum could hold me accountable, not your friends.
Yes. Your mum can sit you down and shout at you. And as much as you'd want to react, like, Mum, stop telling me what to do. I'm a big man. She'll be like, I don't care if you're a big man. You'll always be my... So it's like, even if you don't even... like, because sometimes my mum will argue with me. I'm like, Mum, stop arguing with me. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. But I'll take the bag up. My mum will bag me up and I'll take it. You know, like you take it. Your mum will bag you up and you just be like, cool, man. You know what I'm telling you?
You have to take it.
She got me that time. But if you don't have that in your marriage and then your mum doesn't like the woman, that marriage is finished.
Like your mum will be saying little things here and there.
And you know, mum's words are powerful.
When you're planting little seeds in your mind and you're thinking,
them seeds are corruption.
100.
Mum's got power like that. You know what I'm saying? So if it's on the good side, then it works in your favor. So yeah, I see the benefit to that.
But see, but there's a flip side.
Victoria. I like Victoria.
I mean, do you know what? But as good as something can be, it can be quite toxic, right?
Okay.
So if something's overbearing and your mum and dad is being influential in your marriage to a point where you feel like it's not even your marriage, now that's a whole different problem. Everything you do is being monitored and watched. You feel like, do I actually get a say in my marriage? So I think it can go one way or all, because I feel like it's a very fine line having balance of, Mum, I respect what you're saying, to just, no, she's got to do it. Because now it's like, so my dad's saying this, my auntie's saying this. It's like, so it's almost like an open marriage. So like, there's got to be. I get what you're saying. But at what point do you draw a line and say, I respect what you're saying, but it's my decision?
I think.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean, and I think that boils down to your relationship with your parents. Because if you have a good enough relationship with your parents for them to be able to like actually hear when you're saying, oh, like, Mum, I can't lie, I know you're giving me advice, but it's a bit too much. Like, I've heard what you said, and let me now go and, do you know what I mean, take that.
Let's be honest, whose mum actually knows when to stop, bro?
Do you know what I mean?
Come on, our parents, like, best, right? They don't even know they're going over the top. Like, chill. Like, my mum will call me about like fines here that I got, like driving fines or something. And I'm telling you, she's on my line, bro, for the whole week. Like, have you paid your fine? Have you paid your fine? Yeah, I'm gonna pay it tomorrow. I've contested it. I've done this and that. Have you done it? Have you done it? I'm like, bro, like, you've called me 4 times this week. Like you're stressing me out now. You're making me you're stressing me out. The fine was nothing. I could pay it, but you're making it a big thing to me, like, in my heart. I don't want no fines coming to my house. I'm like, cool, chill. Like, I don't.
I guess your parents, sometimes they just want to see that you're able to handle it. Right. Like, sometimes if your parents don't think you're like competent, or like, you might not know what you're doing, they're just gonna tell you what they want to do and all that type of stuff. So sometimes you need to show that, no, like, I can handle this. I can handle things within my own household. Like, you have to also put boundaries where, no, Mom, like, this is who I'm with.
Right.
she may have done this wrong, but I'll handle that in house. It's not just you shout at her as well type of thing. Like,
no, I thought that's wrong. Bro. My mum starts shouting at my missus. I'm like, what kind of battle is this? This is a mad thing. Like, but now, all right, cool. Scenario time. Scenario time. You've come home, yeah, and this is actually a real story. This actually came on my TikTok, and this happened. So this Asian brother, his missus, he lives with they live at home, yeah? So his missus and his mum had an argument. Okay. Now they've tried to draw him in. Yeah. Now the missus is like, "Are you gonna let your mum talk to me like that?" And then he's like, he doesn't want to get involved. What are you doing if your mum has an argument with your missus and then your mum shouts at your missus and talks to her in a certain way?
Disrespectful.
What do you confront your mum or do you just let it slide?
Is it okay? So for this, when you say disrespectful, is it
like your mum shouting at like you flipping idiot? You don't like she's moving mad. This is not your girlfriend. Though. This is your wife.
Oh, my wife.
Your wife. Yeah, your wife.
That means she didn't like her from the start, to be fair.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
No, I know my mum wouldn't be speaking out of turn like that to someone.
That's what I'm thinking.
So that means she probably, this has been boiling up.
Yeah.
So that's where it goes back to the original conversation of, does your mum even like this person from the get-go?
Just for the type of person my mum is, if she's calling my missus an idiot, I can't lie, you're an idiot as well. Like, I have to back my mum.
Really?
If my mum says that,
Really?
That's mad. For the way my mum is, she will never call anyone an idiot like that or nothing. So for you to have done something, for her to call you an idiot and all sorts of slandering, hey, I can't lie to you. You need to redo what
you know what? It's funny that you say that because I say the same kind of thing. I say like, if my mum doesn't like a woman, you must be a real evil person. Because my mum's like the most. Like my mum can go shopping right now, like Brixton Market, and make friends. I'm like, exactly. I don't get it. Like, my mum's on a bus and she's made a whole friend. They're talking about their whole life story. I'm sitting there thinking, how did you do this? And they know you come off the bus, like, do you know her mum? She's like, no, I don't know her, man. She's a nice woman. I'm like, what? Like, anywhere we go, so like, I know my mum's personality is not that she doesn't get at someone for no reason. Like, she barely gets at people. Does it make sense? Like, even her friends and stuff, like, none of her friends would ever say my mum, like, no one would ever say something bad about my mum. Like, I would say something like, "Oh, mum's moaning, man. She's moaning." But that's to me. I'm a child, innit? Obviously, she gets onto me. But for her to argue my missus, or that's why once, if you like, a situation did happen to me like years back like this, and like my missus and my mum had like a tiff. My mum's like, she's very disrespectful to me, and I got mad. Like I got fuming. Like it was crazy because I know my mum. For my mum to say you was disrespectful, like whatever you've done, you have to apologize.
100.
Like I don't care if you don't know. I don't care. You have to apologize. If you don't apologize, this whole thing's done right now because. My mum wouldn't say, and you know sometimes mums they'll find something disrespectful like you didn't call me back or something like that. And was meant to go out and you just locked off your phone on me all day and I was ringing off your phone, you just never answered. But you're not my child for me to do that to you. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
So in her mind she's like, right, you just disrespected me, like, you know what I'm saying? So I understand what you meant when you said that. So
and just even worse, sorry, before you even go off, what's even worse here is that if your missus is actually like going, and I'm assuming in this scenario it's a back and forth thing. Oh, da 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 da. If she's shouting at your mum like that, then how's she viewing your mum?
There's no shouting at mum.
Culture.
No,
there's no shouting at mum.
Exactly.
Raising their voice.
I don't think I'm gonna be a
all these
woman.
things that you were talking about, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
He started the whole movement. I didn't say Polish first. He said it, you know. He's getting on to me.
No, but you know what I mean.
No,
if she's shouting at your mum, then obviously there's a clear disrespect here. Do you know what I mean?
Shouting at mum, I don't even know if that exists, but I don't even know what I'd do in that situation because I'd be looking at my missus like, bro, like I've got to get rid of you.
100.
Really?
Like, yeah.
100.
A woman can't bring peace to your life if she's shouting at you.
Your mum, fam, come on, man.
But if you
even if I was in that situation and a girl's dad was moving mad with me, I'll just be silent.
Exactly.
I'll be silent. In my mind, I'll be like, I'll knock you out. In my mind, I'll be like, I'll punch you in the throat. But I am staying silent.
What?
You're swinging on it.
Wait, knocking uncle out?
No, for me, like disrespect, yeah. So let's say before the argument happens, you're witnessing step by step the elevation of the argument, and your woman's right. You're still backing mum. Nah, come on.
No,
there's other ways to handle it.
That's how though. They got off, but you know you're okay, fine. In this scenario, your woman's right. You've seen the elevation of it, yeah. Your woman making a fair point. Your mum's wrong, yeah, and they're both going at it, yeah. You can't just can't talk to mum like that because okay, fair. there is a way you can word things, but if you know your woman's right, I can't back my mum if she's blatantly wrong.
The thing is, if my mum and my missus are arguing and my missus is saying no, 1 + 1 is 2, mum is saying 1 + 1 is 5. Babes, it's 5.
No.
At least for now, they were going to talk about it later.
No, and then do you know what it is? Even if she's right, I'll come to her later like, look, I know you're right, but the argument was disrespectful. Do you know what I mean? That you have to go and say sorry, or do you know what I mean? It's a thing where you see my mum as your mum as well. So if you're even arguing with your mum like that, then where are your morals lying?
Yeah, you see,
do you know
that's
what I'm
another
saying?
thing.
Then it's just everything's miscued. It's brazy.
That's good. That you know what, a lot of people don't ask this in the start of relationships and when they're getting into relationships. How's your relationship with your mum?
Yeah.
And then I don't let people tell me. You know, I watch.
That's way better.
Yeah.
That's way better.
Was you meant to see your mum today? Call her, innit? Call her. Unless the person speaks another language, I'm understanding everything you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll listen to the conversation and see how you speak to your mum. That will give me a clear insight of who you actually are. Because a girl once said to me, yeah, I hate my dad, I don't have a relationship with him, he's a this, he's a that. You know, I should have known that was a red flag. Right? I should have known that was like a big red flag. But me being the idiot that I am sometimes, Captain Save-A-Hole, but that cape's burnt and I've thrown it in the bin.
As you should. Yep.
I should have known that was a red flag. She eventually showed me who she really was, like selfish kind of evil person. And I was like, bro, that's why you done that to your dad, because you're actually an evil person. Like, your dad done everything for you, like. Because some dads do everything for their daughters. Don't let them lie and say, oh, you ain't done nothing. Bruv, dads do everything for their daughters.
Yeah,
it's that relationship, that daddy and daughter. And anyone who's got a daughter knows they'll do anything for their daughter. Like, you get anything from me. You can even finesse me and say, I want £20, and I just given you £20 and say, oh, I lost that £20, and you'll give her another £20 because you just love your daughter so much. Sons, you can be more a little bit like, brother, what are you doing? You're losing money. It's your fault, innit? Yeah, you ride it, innit? You go out and find another way, innit? You're a man, innit? But with girls, like, you know they're vulnerable and stuff like that, so you're more like lenient as a father to your daughter. So like, that's crazy, bro. If I'm keeping it real, yeah, if your missus is arguing with your mum and she's in the wrong, how I deal with any situation is I always look at it, how would I feel as my mum in the situation? So I'll say I would expect my missus to not argue with my mum, first of all.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd expect that. If it does go to that level, now I'm not gonna negotiate in front of anybody. Yeah. Exactly. But behind closed doors, we're all having a grown-up conversation. Like my mum one-on-one, mum, why are you arguing with her? It's no point. Big woman, like you're bigger. Come on, mum, man. I respect you. Like, come on, mum, man. We don't have to do all of this. Like, then I'm going to her and I'm saying, in whichever capacity, why are you arguing with my mum? Come on, man. I think it's raised better than that. Okay. Exactly. You came from a good family and you don't do stuff like that. Like, I'm gonna do it diplomatically, and then after I'm gonna try and bring them together one day when they don't know. Like, I'm gonna say, mum, I'm going here and I'm just going here, and bring them together, and then I say, oh, you don't need to sort out your problems or whatever, and just walk away. You know, I always do mad things like that. You don't sort your problems out and then walk away. I even do it with my friends, like 2 of my friends having like beef, like, I'm gonna bang him in his face. I'll be like, oh yeah, cool. Let's all go out for dinner. I'll be like, oh, you coming Nando's? I don't tell them to they're coming Nando's, and they sit at the table like, you lot are sorting out this problem now, and I'm leaving. And I walk out and let them leave, and then I walk. Obviously, I look just in case blows up. I look outside, like, you know, you walk out, like, you're not looking, but then you're inside eye. So they're not fighting, and then after I'd come in and see them. But I feel like you'd have to deal with that very diplomatically, because you don't want to lose your wife and you don't want to lose your mum.
Exactly.
You don't want to lose your household, because that's still your wife and the mother of your children. You don't want to mess that up, and then you don't want your mum to never chat to you, because that's one woman that, when everybody leaves you, she's still going to be there.
I'm still creasing. Messi is going to knock out uncle, bro.
Yeah, I swear down. What? Okay, but hold on, yeah. So women can be toxic, right?
Yeah.
So like toxic mums also exist, right? Like a toxic mum.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, for me, it's like the mum title doesn't just give her a slide on everything. Like, so your mum could generally be toxic or be a bit too much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
it gives it a buy on most things. Do you know what I mean? Like things, it waters it down. Do you know what I mean? If she's being toxic or whatever, it's not like I'm gonna treat her like any stranger that's being toxic. Do you know what I mean? But knocking out the uncle's mad, you know.
Yeah, that's mad.
But for me, I'm out see my method. I
said he's knocking his slippers
off. I'm a lot more. You know what? Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm a lot more.
Man said the slippers are flying in the air. You know the open toe ones,
them leather sandals.
Yeah, but do you know what? Okay, like maybe it's me, but I'm very confrontational. Yeah, I don't like the side talking about clothes. I like to just have it out when we're all there. That's just my sort of. How I handle things. It's like there and then it's done, it's dusted forever. But for me, the whole like sort of like putting you to the side, that doesn't really. Because
But we're talking about women. For guys, I don't know.
For guys, I think it is a bit different because, like, I don't know how to explain it. If I have a problem with a girl's dad, obviously I'm not gonna like. I don't know. I think I still would even go like behind closed doors to like the dad on a like even if I know I'm right and like this guy he's a dickhead.
Right.
I'm gonna go to him and be like, look, uncle, I'm gonna show you initial respect so you can at least hear me out. Do you know what I mean? And then we're gonna vent our problems. If you still wanna knock me out, then you still wanna knock me out. I'm about to take something from your book, innit?
Trust me.
But it's one of them ones where I'll still have the conversation at least on a respectful level and be like, look, I know that you're my girl's dad and obviously respect, so I'm coming to you in a respectful manner, blah blah. And if he's level-headed enough to realise that and actually say, you know what, this was wrong, but I like what you did. We can build from here. If he can do that, then that's blessed. If he can't, then he's a dickhead, and I might just have to live with that.
That's what I'm telling you.
And you said an important word, respect. Like, there's so many people in this world that I don't get along with, or maybe we have different ideologies, whatever. At least I know we can coexist. At least I know I'm not going to be like, you need to be a Christian, you can't be a Muslim. Like, there's certain things like you just respect people.
You have to.
Maybe you don't speak to them in a family function. You just stay on one side or they stay on one. Then you don't always have to be like best friends with everyone. Like, there's certain relationships that you can just
imagine you're coming to the family barbecue and that come with a tray and chicken wings. A man comes on site. What?
Yeah.
That's not a situation I'm trying to be in personally.
Crazy still, that's crazy.
Respect, but respect regardless, because obviously, like, if his uncle and it's his daughter, like, but he's got to respect you more so because you're dating his daughter.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street.
Yeah, it's a two-way street. It can't be just he's the dad. It's like, yeah, but what about me in it? Obviously, so if your daughter sort of considers me to be sort of a decent enough man to be with her, then you got to look at me like that, how she's looking at me.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of times it's just one way. Like, you have to jump through hoops and hurdles just to get a pass. It's like, no, I'm with your daughter, so it's like, as long as I'm here, it's just best if we get along. Again, I don't see, for me, I don't want the problem, but if there is a problem, no problem.
I hear it.
So you're for all the smoke, innit?
No, I'm saying, but I don't want the problem, but I'm for the problem if there is one.
Yeah, no, I hear
That's
that.
what I'm saying, because it's like, like, at the end of the day, I'm still a man, I still got my own feelings towards things. I don't know, but see, for me, like, I might go a bit left. I might say, you know what, you and your dad are both tapped, I'm gone. Like, just leave you both over there.
That's another one.
Do you know what I'm serious? I'm being serious. If it's really like that, there's always another woman out there who's going to have maybe a situation where it's not like that. Because I don't think I can ever love a woman to a point where I can sort of ignore things that are generally making my mental well-being decrease. Like, being around is actually depressing me, bro.
Yeah, I hear that.
Do you know what I mean? It's just too much.
Okay, yeah, no, I think, okay, I'm more understanding your point now, yeah.
It's not just knocking Uncle Sleep.
It's not just it's like lights him, then I'm gone. You know what I mean? But just to let him know, because for me, like, a lot of guys out there are willing to affirm a lot of things with women that I can't even understand why they sort of take that. I'm like, wow, because I feel like the more you stand up for yourself as a man, the more women will like respect you, innit?
100%.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's crazy how society plays it off as if by having your own mind or like sticking up for yourself and not letting a woman talk down to you, how she won't like you. It's the actual opposite. A woman likes a man to sometimes put her in her place. Not sometimes. All the time put her in her place. Obviously not in an aggressive way. But she wants to know that you will tell her, I don't think that's right. And stick to your guns.
Exactly.
A woman, I've heard women say the reason why I had to leave that relationship is because I felt like I controlled everything that happened in the relationship. And I'm like, what do you mean? Because obviously it was his money that was funding all your little holidays and stuff.
Trust me.
But in her mind, I was arranging it. I was booking flights. I was doing this. I was doing that. He never took charge. I want a man to take charge. And what she's really saying is, I wanted a man to bad me up. That's what she's really saying. I wanted a man to kind of put me in my place sometimes and tell me, stop talking. You're talking too much. Be quiet. I'm speaking. Like, women like that stuff.
It's true.
As mad as it might sound, I know it sounds crazy what I'm saying.
Out loud.
Like,
Out loud,
Out loud, it sounds crazy, isn't
But
it?
they do.
But if you're naturally a guy that moves like that, then your woman's naturally gonna love you. Does it make sense? I'm not saying all the time in front of people you're embarrassing her. I'm saying that you two alone, you show her certain things, and that's what will make her love and respect you. What women don't like is men that are too like overly like in love and infatuated with them without even knowing.
And never checking
because they
them.
know that this is all fake. You know what I'm saying?
Them is like simps.
Basically, simping, big simping.
Okay, but that's the next thing. Like, do you believe that alpha females exist?
Alpha what?
Alpha female.
He made it or not.
I don't know what that is, bro.
It's a whole movement. It's a whole movement.
Man was confused.
speaking of
Like, what?
No, I'm being serious. It's a whole movement.
That's how I felt when I first heard it. I was like, what?
Bonjour,
It's a whole movement.
Like a few months
and
more masculine.
So women who claim to have masculine energy and feel like they have to sort of be their man because of wherever their situation was. Alpha female, I swear to God, it's a thing.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a thing, but that's not a thing I'm trying to be involved in. That's a bit.
Okay.
That's a bit scary, though.
That's wayward.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, like, there might be a reason, like, oh, maybe like growing up, her father wasn't there, so she thought like she had to step up a little bit, or the women in her family are just a bit more dominant.
Yeah.
But they can't be, I don't know. That's not sitting right with me. I can't lie to you.
But in your head, like, if you're speaking to a woman and she said to you, I've got a lot of masculine energy, what do you think that would stem from her saying that to you?
Man, maybe she's going up the corporate ladder, so she has to dominate in the boardroom. She has to get her point across. Because sometimes as well, like with women, some people, like a man will just like rubbish whatever idea they have, like not take it seriously, or even take the idea and like she won't do anything about it type thing. So maybe she has to like stand up for herself and whatnot. But as a man, sometimes you need to be able to like tell her like, no, like my point is valued as well. That's because I'm sure these like alpha females, if there's someone who's even more like, I know what I'm doing, you're wrong. You're just wrong.
Right.
There's no arguing. There's no compromise with this one. You're just wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes people need that as well. Just a bit of bad up as well, like just to know.
It's true, innit?
Just to know who's
even with the alpha female, where's the balance? Because
there is
like,
none,
yeah, you have to be a bit more feminine as a man.
Right.
Like, it all balances out. If she's an alpha female, you can't be an alpha male.
You have to balance out.
So I'm making
I understand what he means. You don't get what he's saying. Look, if there is an actual thing called an alpha female, then somebody has to take the feminine side of the relationship. Or it's gonna be mad. Like man's gonna be in the house listening to drill music. Exactly. Glasses on. She's got a hoodie on in that fam. But night fleece tracky in that.
Yeah.
Talk about man's going out there now. And you're listening to Summer Walker. Yeah, she's like, no, like, turn it off, please. And you're like, why not?
Man's all doing star signs and shit.
Because I feel like it has to. Every relationship has to have masculine and feminine energy, and I feel like a woman that's in her divine feminine energy, I feel like it's the most beautifulest thing. And I could say that is when like a woman stops talking when you're talking. I find that so sexy. Like
it's true.
When you're talking about something, she's not trying to interrupt you and interject. She just listens. That's nice, you know. You know the masculine women there. No, I think this is. You're like, who's shouting at? Like, you know, like you have a conversation with a woman. Have you ever heard that? And she starts shouting. You're like, why are you shouting for? And then she's like, you're not listening to me. You're like, why are you even talking like that? Like, why is your tone of voice? Like, it's all off. And you're like, why is your body language? Why are you standing up? Like, all of that, to me is like, you're very aggressive. And I don't need a man in the house. I grew up around brothers, bro. I don't need another man around the house.
I'm the man.
Like, I can feel that energy's off. You know what I'm saying? A feminine woman is like, she's speaking to you, she knows how to talk to you, she listens to you. Like when you're speaking, she listens, she's very polite. And even if you get high rate, she stays low to bring the mood down.
Exactly. There's always some sort of balance.
She'll just always win because women like that. They don't understand that they win anyway. Because if you're high like this and she's low like this, guess what happens to you eventually?
Because you look stupid.
And then you know what you do? You know what happens in the end? You can't, babes, you know, I'm sorry, you know. You always succeed. Her feminine energy always beats you. It always wins in the end. But if she's moving masculine, she's like, shut up. That is gone left. And you damn things will make you always think you're a disrespectful woman. I don't like you. Even if you like the argument finishes, you're gonna in the back of your mind, you ain't got no respect. Like you're gonna think that. And that's a problem from there in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? So that alpha female, alpha male, I don't know how that even...
Honestly, because even you think about like, so alpha male, it came from wolves, innit?
Yeah.
But they're on their ones.
Yeah.
It's not even... It's one man and he's just leading, he's just got followers. Do you know what I mean? And if you're an alpha... Personally, I don't like, kind of like what you said, innit? I don't really like the term alpha male, innit? But if you feel like you want to be alpha male and like you need a girl to blah, blah, that's not necessarily... She's not providing that feminine energy that you're talking about. She's just the sheep. She's just following you because she just likes some dominant leader and she might have problems. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those ones. That's how I see it, at least. They can't, in a relationship, there can't be alpha male or alpha female. Because
it's impossible.
It's impossible.
Do you know what I mean?
There can't be two penises in one house, bro. Unless you swing that way.
The energy is not.
Yeah, I was about to say.
If you swing that way, it's up to you.
And obviously, like women, I mean, they might not want to like admit it, but women need to be led in it. Like led as in by a man as opposed to like they can't lead themselves in it. So I feel like a woman's much more likely to concede to a man because like simps exist, right?
Yeah.
So you can clearly distinguish a simp from an alpha, right? If you was to see two guys,
Yeah,
this guy moving a bit more feminine than the other.
Yeah.
But a woman's always going to gravitate to the alpha, right? 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I guess.
The guy's feminine is going to be.
Now, women always going to the alpha.
She's always going to gravitate to the alpha.
She might spend time with the simp because
Actually,
She'll rate him though.
she'll spend time with the simp,
Yeah.
but she will leave him eventually. Because women love men to be masculine because women they strive for protection and security.
Of course.
Protection and security is not always financial. We see some of us, we get it twisted. We think, all right, I'm in a good financial position. But our energy is not manly enough for her. And that's what women, they turn on you. And you won't realize it. And you'll be like, babes, why do... Like, look, a man came on this podcast and said, a girl told him everything that he needs to do for her to love him. He done it and the girl left him.
It's just like, come on.
Because this is what we try to say to you. Don't listen to what women say because women don't even know what they want themselves. Have you been out of a woman and said, what do you want to eat? And she's like, I don't know. Have you been out of a woman and said that? Yeah. Because they're so indecisive. You have to decide. You haven't been with a woman for long and she's like, I still don't know what to eat. And it's like half an hour's gone and you're thinking, you know what, I'm just going to buy Chinese, you know. What if you want to buy, you can buy. She's like, yeah, I'll get Chinese. What are you looking at thinking?
I'm telling you.
Or do you know what it is? It's even the one where it's like you order something, oh, I'm not even going to get too much, I'm not even hungry, and that you get one nice meal for yourself. Oh, what's that?
Do you know what I mean?
Let me get some of that.
Because that's the small indicator of how indecisive their mind is. So a woman always wants a man to kind of lead. So when a man's always like, oh, babes, I need you in here, she's thinking, but you're not a leader.
Not a leader.
I need a leader, and I need a man that's gonna tell me what to do, how to do it, and that makes me feel comfortable that knowing in the long term he's gonna lead my family. Does that make sense?
Trust me.
Because that's what every woman's looking for. She's looking for the strongest male that is gonna be the best father. That's what all women are looking for. That's all they actually care about. And in the end, when you get the child, it's about the child and her now. You're even secondary to some women. The good women, they put their husband first. Like I was saying this to someone and they didn't get it. I said, look, my whole life I've seen my mum serve my dad before everybody, and I saw that as a sign of respect. That he's the man and she makes him feel like a king. So before I got my food, before the kids got the food, before anyone got their food, dad's fed first.
He's right,
he's the king of his castle. She's not gonna make him feel any less than that. Does it make sense? So his food is shared first. I've always known that as a man. So when growing up, I'd hear people say, "Oh, well, I'd feed my kids first." I'm like, but if it wasn't for your dad, then the kids would be here. So as much as you might not think this guy's important, he's actually like the MVP of the yard. As much as we don't want to believe it, our dad's MVP of the yard. Because if it wasn't for him, being with your mum and his sperm, bro, we wouldn't really be here. If you really want to think, if you want to go that deep, she couldn't have the baby by herself. So dads do have a big role, but I feel like that is something in society that is looked at like, why would I serve him first? That's true. Who is he? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your husband. Like, you're meant to serve him first.
I guess women are like more getting into their ego and what they believe and all that type of stuff. Cause
do you know what it is? Yeah, it's like it's a lot of these. How can I say it? You see when you see what you're talking about alpha female, like they want to like lead and be the dominant whatever. So every now and then it goes out of whack. You get like an alpha female on like obviously social media nowadays or whatever, and they tend to be American.
Always American, innit?
And they will be saying, "Oh no, you know, you shouldn't be doing this for your man."
What is that about?
Like, and then
it's true.
These people will be following that sort of mindset, but you know you're not built like that,
right?
Do you know what I mean?
You just need one. I don't believe in like two leaders. Though
you can't.
You just need one.
You just need one.
You can have a president and a vice president. You can't have two presidents. You can't have Donald Trump and Joe Biden. They'll be doing
and even with what you said, it's a leadership. A leadership takes. They heed their counsel. Do you know what I mean? It's not a dictatorship. So that's if you find yourself in a dictatorship, that's when you know you need to. You know your opinion is not valued or whatever. You need to go find someone else who actually can lead, but also can take what you're saying as well. And that's where just it's crazy stuff.
But I, to be honest with you, I don't know. But I don't know if it's social media, but I don't know how we got to a point where it's like women are so much more becoming men-like than it's sort of embracing the feminine side.
I guess because,
do you know what I mean?
Like, there's certain things as a man, like a woman can do technically, like work more hours, earn more, provide this lifestyle for herself. Like, there's certain things that women can just do for themselves. So I feel like some women, like, they don't appreciate like sacrifice some guys go through to like provide a lifestyle.
Trust me.
So that's one that I would say thing that social media has done is like you're comparing this person to this person. You're comparing me to Lil Durk, who's been making music since like 2011. Come on, like,
word, bro.
He's a millionaire. Like, you can't be comparing the couple goals and all these type of things and evaluating me as a man like that.
And that's what I'm saying. That comparison is going to be the thief of your joy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's
not real. Because social media's got everyone feeling like they're entitled. But like, what have we done to deserve anything you're asking for? So if you're saying you want a man with 6 figures, it's like, okay, but why would he even look in your direction? Like, what do you have for him to be saying, choose me? It's like, so it's almost like now, the average working man is looked down on. It's mad, you know?
And that's why I don't understand, yeah. So I get annoyed at this, yeah, because like, so it's not like it happens to me, but when I hear girls that I think are kind of nice, when I hear them saying this stuff, yeah, I'm just like, but like, why is your man like this? Like, where did it go wrong that the wires, instead of it going like this, it's all like that, it's just crossed. But whenever they say, oh, like, they look down on a 9 to 5 or look down on like a normal working job, or, you know, just like any sort of career.
Yeah.
So do you think if everyone was an entrepreneur, self-employed, how would that work?
Right.
Or like, you know, a 9 to 5 or like an actual career, a distinguished career, can also fund this lifestyle as well. It's not just all sorts of Instagram and...
You can have an ambitious 9 to 5 or
exactly.
who works up the corporate ladder.
Do you know what's deep, yeah? I said that, I was speaking about this a few days ago on my TikTok, on one of my lives. I said, modern day women don't want to settle. And what do I mean by settle? Settling is finding a nice guy who's got a 9 to 5, he cleans the streets. But you're a single mum on benefits. Like, be happy that you found a man that actually can probably provide some sort of income into your life.
Right.
Yeah, but I guess
he might actually be the greatest guy for you. The problem is you passed him up. You said you wanted a man with 6 figures, so the 6-figure problems come. Cheating.
He's not.
Access to women. Access to women.
Might not see you for a whole month. There's all kinds of problems it comes with. Don't see. I think sometimes we get deluded because social media only shows us one side of life. It shows you that like everybody's got their best picture up at their best moment on the best night. What about the dark moments and the dark nights? That's what I was telling someone about being an entrepreneur. Someone was like, yeah, man, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to make money, how you're making money. And I was looking at him thinking, yeah, it's all good making money, but bro, do you know how much effort man puts into this? And like,
exactly.
I don't have a personal life. Like people say, when do you stop working? I don't. I go to sleep. Then I wake up and I'm back at it again. I've got like 7 or 8 videos that need editing. Who's gonna do it for me?
Yeah, exactly.
So what do I do? Not edit them? All right, so how much of that my time is that taking out? A lot. So when do I get the time to do? Do you see where I'm going with this? And still run a business, and still try and do side hustles, and be a son, father, everybody. And at the same time, I'm doing this. So people think that being an entrepreneur is this glamorous life. And you got these money, and you got the only thing that I would say that entrepreneurism gave, being an entrepreneur gave me was that the one thing I never had was time to do anything I want to do. I have full control over my time now. But that has made me wary of my time. See, when you work a 9 to 5, life is just like, it just takes the route, innit? Like, if you could be dead at work for 2 hours, it don't really mind because you're still getting paid. In this life, bro, 2 hours not getting paid is like my pockets are feeling it, bro. Like, what's going on? I need to find a hustle. I need to, you know what I'm saying? If you're not a hustler, don't even be an entrepreneur. Because if you're not a true hustler, just don't do it. Because I'm telling you, you're better off being a 9 to 5 guy. So I'm saying the 9 to 5 guy is a good guy. I'm not telling women not to go look for the 9 to go look for this guy, look for that guy. No, get for the 9 for 9 because his life might even be more stable for you. He comes home every night. But I don't have time. I'm at home. You think I got time to be watching Netflix series with you? Where? So that means if you're with a woman, she's like, all you do is on your phone and on your computer. And I'm like,
that's what makes me money. This is my livelihood.
This is my livelihood. And she's like, but come on, we gotta do something else. And I'm like, no. So you see, women want that guy with that money, but then that's the downfall that comes with it. So the 9 to 5 guy, he could switch off at 6 o'clock. He could come home and be the best man ever. You could watch series till 1 o'clock in the morning. He wakes up at 7. He goes back to work. Lovely. Why don't you want that? Why don't you settle down? Why do you want this big baller guy that you're seeing on Instagram with the Rollie and the Bentley and you want to go on private jets, you want to do it? But it comes with things. It doesn't just come by itself.
100.
That's why I say to women, it's better off that you settle with the man that's good for you than trying to go for the man that's no good for you and then complain about him on social media after. Oh, I got abused. Oh, I was manipulated. Oh, he's a narcissist. You're an idiot as well. Take some accountability.
You have to.
And do you know that eats into the point that you made earlier about social media is not real?
It's not.
It's not real.
All these guys, for example, like you said, the big baller with a Rollie, you know, the Bentley, private jets, whatever, the entrepreneur, you didn't see what he had to sacrifice, or you don't see what he sacrifices to take that picture.
Thank you.
Do you know what I mean? That picture might even be the downtime. It's like, you know, yeah, look, man, let me get a photo, or let me do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he's back on it. Even on the private jet, he might even be working. It's not even popping champagne and
one
that.
picture.
So it's literally all boils down to that. Like, look, you need to actually get your head out of social media and realize what you actually want. And realize what you can actually handle.
Thank you.
Because even on the flip side, yeah, and man them don't like to admit this, innit? But certain man them can't handle these bad girls.
Right.
When I say bad, I mean like, you know, these girls on Insta where you know she's getting DMs and there's weirdos and there's
You can't mentally you're not prepared.
Exactly.
You're not prepared.
Especially if there's like a guy who's actual competition, because there's some girls who get DMs but you know she's never gonna. But when there's guys who are actual competition, who are actually showing, if he doesn't act right, I'm dead.
Bro, when there's Manchester City in the DMs with an empty checkbook.
Do you know what I mean?
Like they're used to fighting against Barnsley and Nottingham Forest. Big man
Game
gets a
over.
shock. Exactly.
That's a problem right there that we all face at the moment, and it's dangerous because you don't realize this, yeah, that until we start settling down and creating families and generations, there's no actual money inside of society. Let me teach you something that I learned like 9 months ago. You see, if you have life insurance, yeah, and you die, yeah, you could be the brokest guy on the planet, but you've left your children with hundreds of thousands. This is how generational wealth is built for other people's families. I bet you lot didn't know that. You could be a guy that works a 9 to 5 and just pay your little 16, 20 pounds a month for your life insurance. And the plan is, if a serious illness hits you and you die, or sudden death's a little bit more expensive, but like a serious illness hits you, you can leave your child 250,000, your mum 100,000. That money, you've never actually earned it in your life. You could never make 250,000 in your whole life. You probably won't touch that. You could never touch that. But your child, when you die, will have that. Wouldn't that feel good to know that, all right, I'm gone. My life's over. But my child's got 250,000 to buy a house now. That's how some people are winning and some people are not.
That's true, you know.
Life insurance.
And a lot of people don't. And for the black community, I've been real. And I told them about life insurance. Everyone look at me like I'm talking like another language. Like, like, hey, I'm gonna die. I'm like, oh, cool, no problem. This is the reason why we're poor, bro. This is the reason.
Little things like that.
Certain things are not even covered. Like, man's doing GoFundMe for your funeral, bro. Like, what's going on?
That's
true. Is that real? Like, you think it's cheap to bury someone? It's about 7 bags. My uncle died about 2 weeks ago. It's about 4 to 7 bags, bro.
Easy.
It's about 4 to 7
Someone's got to
bags.
find that money.
Exactly.
Someone's got to find that money.
Yeah, of course we're going to find
just have him in the yard. Like, someone has to have that. Someone has to have that.
You're just laying up there stiff.
Exactly.
He's been there for weeks,
Someone's
bro.
got to pay for that. Like, and it doesn't matter whether you're poor, rich. Someone has to pay for this funeral.
Thank you. And that's the reason why I'm saying, how would it be if you never left a financial strain on anybody when you died? It was all taken care of, because in life insurance, your funeral is covered as well. So that's covered as well. So your family just go to the insurance company and they're just paying for the funeral. Your mum don't have to worry about nothing. Your brother don't have to worry. Everyone's just having a nice time burying you in peace. You know what I'm saying? Instead of it being crazy and like, oh, go fund me, please. Can you raise some money for my... Like, bro, you know how embarrassing that is?
True.
You know how embarrassing that is? As a community of people, like, we got to the point where we're not even taking our life and death serious with something that is serious. So I just wanted to throw that out there just for everyone's
Life insurance, isn't it?
like, not to say go and get it. I'm just saying that why don't we have generational wealth? And this is one of the reasons why you might never ever get to 100 bags in your life to give to your child as in savings. But your life insurance, paying it for 2-3 years or even a year, bro, when you die, it covers it because that's what you're paying for.
Right.
Even if they get less and someone takes this money, that money, bro, they're still getting something.
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine dying, no one gets nothing because you didn't take care of your life while you was alive. Does it make sense?
real.
Like write a will or something. It's good things to do. You know what I'm saying? Good practices.
There's one for everything.
I hear that.
100%.
But another question for you, like, what got you lot into podcasting, man?
Oh, that's a good question.
What's the process?
Do you want to go first or shall I?
You can go first.
I say for me, it was I've always sort of had a feel and like a passion for like creative stuff. Like I used to do YouTube before, like in secondary, and then I obviously like stopped for a bit, and then I got into podcasts. I started listening to like Free Shots, 90s Babies, a couple American ones, Halfcast as well, and I was like, this is banter. This is like me and the mandem, and I'm thinking like, okay, so what do you actually have to do to be a podcaster? Do you know what I mean? And it just seemed so simple. And I was like, bro, I could do this. Like, I have conversations with people, even like at work. I have topical conversations and it's banter. And I'm just like, oh yeah, that's calm. And I've always been, I guess, a confident speaker. And yeah, I just thought, yeah, you know what? Let me try this. Yeah. But I was a bit on the fence about it at the first, because I was like, podcast, you know, people can be hearing your voice and that on your opinions and that. And then I just, man, shouted my guy and we're here now.
Yeah. That's it. What got you into it?
I would say it just looks like, because for me personally, I'm kind of the opposite. I'm not really creative in terms of, I'm not really a music person. Like, I can't rap, can't dance. But when podcasting started becoming a thing, I was like, this is something I can actually see myself doing. I can give out my opinion. Right. I can take time to think about my opinion and then speak on my podcast, do the research, do this, do that, and actually have like an impact on whatever our culture and whatever. So I definitely thought, I definitely want to make like podcasts like a proper art form. Like people go back in like in 100 years time. Like, do you remember when this guy said that? Like, no, like this has changed my life. This has changed. Like, I want it to. I definitely want podcasts to be a thing. Like the way we look at philosophers and all this type of thing. Like, no, this 1 hour is serious. Like this 1 hour changed the way I look at things. Or it makes me. I have a voice now that this person said exactly how I felt. Like we had the episode we recorded yesterday. We spoke about men's mental health, and we spoke about like how we deal with it, like things we do on ends, like, and nothing we said was like expensive or like, oh, we got on a yacht and then we flew to Dubai and then we were just speaking about like just things we do in terms of like reading, in terms of just logging off, in terms of just kicking ball with your friends, in terms of just having fun, like.
I mean, definitely, that yacht would be nice, but yeah, I know.
Like sometimes it's nice to just hear that someone else is going through what you're going through. You can laugh with them. You can feel like your friend. You can just enjoy it. Like spend your day enjoying their content. So that's definitely why I just want to have like an impact in that type of way.
I feel like podcasting for me is therapy.
Yeah,
like this is called Friday therapy sessions. You know, you get a lot out and then you revisit things and then you say things, but then it's like there's lessons in it. Does it make sense? That at the time when you was going through it, like life experience, I always tell people this, life will give you, life is the best teacher. Like in general, like after years of living, that's why you see them older people when they give you advice. It's some small advice. You're like, what? You're like, brother, I travelled halfway around the world. The hell you say that? No, brother, I feel like to leave. But if you really deep to what my man said, it's actually deep. His life, he's come to the conclusion that that's all that really matters. Like, right there, that is it. Like 100. I don't regret nothing. And I'm like, what? Yeah. What were you talking about? Because it's my life.
Don't have time.
I don't have time to regret. I'm gonna die anyway. You know what I'm saying? I done it. And you're like, what? Is that the advice you're giving me? But when you deep it as you get older, you're like, well, I understand what he kind of means to a certain extent. And I feel like for me, podcasting is like therapy. Like I say to you, like I come here and like I can get stuff off my chest and in my mind that has been in my mind all week, with someone else that may or may not relate. But we're both having that conversation. Yeah, it's a healthy conversation. Even if I don't agree with him or he don't agree with me, we're still having a healthy conversation.
Exactly.
And I feel like we don't do that as men enough. Like we don't take time out of our lives to actually sit down with another man and just have a general conversation.
Chatty patty, all these
stuff. Forget all of that, man. We're humans, bro. We're humans. For years, our parents held things in, and we saw the trauma that they're going through. Come on, all of us seen our parents and thought, "Damn, son, like what?" And they tell you their story, you're like, "Whoa,
yeah,
exactly." It's the first time you ever said that. Yeah, the first time I ever said it in my life. I'm like, raw, like. So it's like we need to be a little bit more better of how we regulate ourselves, so that we don't turn into not them as in bad people, but I mean that we regulate ourselves better, so that we know how to control our emotions a little bit better. So for me, podcasting is like therapy. Every Friday sessions is like therapy for me.
I read this quote one time that was like, just before you go, that sometimes when you're talking, you're actually giving advice to yourself. Like a conversation you're having with someone else, you're not actually talking to them. Sometimes you need to hear that. Like sometimes you're telling your brethren not to be a simp, but deep down in your situation, you could use that advice.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That's true, you know. It's true.
Like sometimes you're doing a bit too much. Like
100,000,000%. Bro, I come here sometimes and I've given advice to this guy, we've given advice, and I've left and I've been like, I need to change my life. Bro.
No, it's true. It's true.
I'm like, bro, I need to change my life, bro. I need to change my life around, man. I need to change my life. But it's I feel like, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Therapy is though. It's like you're being your own. See, therapy is only you're meant to learn what's holding you back and what's stopping you. You kind of know the answers already, you know.
Yeah.
But you just need someone else to kind of like guide you to it. If that makes sense. You're like, you're right, you know, like. You're right, I'm moving kind of mad, you know. You know what?
I knew it.
You know what? I kind of knew it, yeah. But you've kind of led me to it. You know what? Thanks. And I feel like that's what podcasting is. What do you think? What about you?
Yeah, do you know what? I feel like the more you talk, the more you realise how much you've been holding in, bro. Like, damn, like, as in, that was 6 months ago. But it's like subconscious, like you're thinking, like you're talking like, oh yeah, and that, and it's like a lot of times you might wake up stressed or angry one day, you don't have no idea, and it could be something from months ago. So it's like, yeah, the more you speak, the more you sort of like read about yourself. And I think, yeah, like unloading every week obviously sort of prevents further like mental health issues that you might even have. Our platform speaking and seeing someone say, I agree, it's like, yeah, so like just having one person relate to you is enough to confirm you're not crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? If he understands me, then I'm good. Right? But before, I feel like before podcasts, if you feel like using your room, just going around in circles, no one understands, your mum's like, oh, you're fine, or your sister, and like everyone dismisses you, but to now have a platform where people can speak out and agree with you, almost feel like, it's not just me, I'm not alone, people relate to me, so it makes it all worthwhile, innit? Yeah, man, that's definitely for me, bro. 100%.
Yeah, I hear that.
Especially when you're going through something, if you feel like you're the only person going through something, that you're going to make bad decisions, I feel like.
Of course.
And sometimes when you just say it to someone, and they're like, oh yeah, I went through something similar, and they give you, maybe the advice isn't even that great, but at least now you know you have someone to talk to about it. You can work on it together type of thing.
Or do you know this? It's not even a thing where it's like, not obviously, yeah, if you relate to someone, whatever, and they be like, oh yeah, this is what I did X, Y, Z, whatever. But it's even like the way you view your friends or the way you view people in general, do you know what I mean? Because like, if I see my boy and every time I see him, he's always happy or blah, blah, and I tell him like, yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie, man's been struggling with this. He says, oh yeah, like I struggle with that as always, but you know, it's just one of them ones. But now that you said that, he said that, you're like, raw, but this is my boy who like I rate highly and he's always dealing with stuff well, innit?
Right.
Like every time I see him, it's good vibes. So if he's doing that, then surely I can uplift myself as well. Yes. And it's not as dark as it seems. So it's one of those ones.
Yeah, man, 100%. I feel like everyone needs to jump on a podcast once in a blue moon and just let off.
Just unload, man.
Unload. Yeah. I feel like that's good because majority of us, we're not gonna go therapy, bro. I'm not gonna sit down with that person.
Most men don't.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's just how pride or even money rises. Like, man's what, you paying £50 an hour? You got money for that?
To sit down and just
I ain't got money for that.
Might as well hire a studio.
I need to invest in
you got to hire a studio.
Start talking, bro.
It's mad to think, innit? Like, therapy is going in the room, sitting down and saying, so what's wrong? Like, really, I'm paying to just talk.
Exactly.
That's crazy, innit? To just think like that, like, people could charge so much to just talk about yourself. That's crazy.
Well, you could do that on the podcast.
That's what I mean.
Exactly. And that person doesn't even care because as soon as it hits one, yeah, sorry, our session's would you like to be on the session? I mean, it will be extra, but you know what I'm saying?
They don't really care about you, like they're paid to advise you.
That's expensive pain. Honestly.
It is
expensive pain, bro. Very.
Do you know what I mean? Just to kind of help you. On the clock as well. Like, is it, imagine you all there crying. Yeah, my wife is like, boy, that's half an hour, you know. So
exactly.
Got to leave. That's crazy, right? So he doesn't actually care about you.
And man's actually in the moment when man's like, I swear down, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might top myself. Yeah, it's good to see you next week.
Exactly.
Like, bro, I'm gonna commit suicide.
Man just there balling. Is like, bro, I mean, I can clock this the overtime. Done. Like,
there's no love out here, man.
Just transfer me another 50 and we can go for another. Exactly. No, I've got appointments. Don't worry, I'll see you next week. You're like, do you even care? Like, and that's actually
they're
deep.
That's paid to care, man.
Exactly. And to be honest, even with what you just said, like, do you even care? It's an even bigger, I guess, wake up moment to people.
Yeah.
Because even before the conversation that we were talking about before, when you're saying, oh, like everyone feels that they're entitled.
Yeah.
To get down to the very basis of it, no one really cares about you. in as well. Do you know
Not
what I
really.
mean? So when you have these conversations with people that you care about, or even just conversations with people in general, whether it's like a guest that you don't know or whatever, and you're advising yourself, is self-care. Do you know what I mean? Because
100%.
even if you don't agree with that person, the fact that you're listening to their view might even be the complete opposite. You've now got a perception of that opposite view, which can now allow you to appreciate your views even more. Or even
biased perspective.
Yeah.
exactly, or even learn something new.
Because even like with our podcast, like me and him will have conversations off camera and on camera. So like the conversations we have on camera, we have more conversations off camera about more deeper topics, like about man's week. Like, bro, what like happened to you? What last week? You're like mad, brother. Chill, brother. Like, we're having some, you know, like because you're meeting up with your friend once a week, and I feel like that's healthy for men.
Trust me.
Imagine like you're working. You never have time to like meet up with your friends. You never have a social life. You know, one thing women are really good at is having their little social circles. You know, heard them. I'm going on the girls' night out. I'm going to my girl's house. You know, like it's always to do with that. Like they'll cook food and sit down and gossip and
for hours.
and like that's their therapy, bro.
Yeah, 100.
They unload, like letting go of everything. Your whole relationship is in that room, bro. They know things about you that you probably didn't even know about
Trust
yourself.
me.
You know what I'm saying? But where do men actually have that? And that's why men's mental health deteriorates like rapidly and increasingly. Because you'll be sitting there like with like a pain in your chest and not telling anyone for months, and then one day you just flip out. And I was like, bro, what's wrong with you? And you're like, bro, I don't care. And you're like deaf, like, you know, destructive, because we have something called I call it the self-destructive man syndrome. It's like when one thing goes wrong, second thing goes wrong, you just start fucking up in life. And then everything starts messing up. And you're just like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, it's just a chain.
Yeah, it's like a chain reaction. And everything, you lose your woman, lose your house, lose your car, lose your job. You know what I'm saying? Lose your dog, start arguing with your mum. Like, it's mad that your life's just in chaos at that moment. And that guy, you'll see him at the bar, drinking. Like,
Trust me.
And that's even like even more spiral, because when you're in depression and you're drinking or smoking weed or taking drugs, it sends you into a further cycle of it. Because now that drug is the way that you detach from reality. That's how people get onto drugs. You don't might think, oh, why is man on drugs and he's a crackhead? And it's actually, don't ever like look down on people, because they had a transition of how they got there, bro. They wasn't. No one's born a crackhead, bro.
Right.
Like, you know people that used to go to school and you see them like, bro, what happened to you?
It just shows like I'm not dealing with this reality.
I'm gonna smoke this and I'm taking this and I'm in my other world.
I ain't got to deal with this anymore.
I ain't gotta do it. And you see him on road and he might sound like he's normal to you, but in his mind he's thinking, where am I getting my next fixed? You know what I'm saying? So you're speaking to my man's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna go college this year, man, and all this.
But he's not.
In his mind he's thinking, where am I getting my next fix? Because that's his reality now. Does it make sense? So
Yeah, no, I hear
and
that.
because man's not venting and telling man what's really going on in their life, because they have no spaces where they can do that. That's where
Because
actually
there's even like a happy chemical, serotonin, that you release when you're just with friends having a good time.
Yeah.
Naturally.
So if you're not even getting that, like you're missing out on happiness. Like think about that. Like some people are actually missing out on just happiness that your body gives you. So like that's a very important one that we need to start encouraging more. Like, man, then we need to go for brunches, man.
Trust me.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? We need to start just going to random events.
Brunch, yeah?
Bottomless brunch.
Come on.
I'm on it still. I'm
Like,
saying.
that's what we have to do to like just see our friends, have a good time. Just we don't even need to be talking about anything serious. Just laugh,
anything.
Laugh, man. No,
Just
we don't have to
laugh.
get into no politics. We don't have to get into nothing. We
Just
just have a
laugh,
good
good
time.
times.
Just bust jokes and have jokes about Polish women.
Because I promise you.
I had to throw that in. I had to throw that in still.
We're gonna let it slide now. Never gonna let it slide. No, that's right, man. Like, men definitely need to sort of embrace the idea of meeting up, just going out and just doing things together in group, because it's like it's a thing, man. Like whether it's whether it's a fun fair, whether it's brunch, like whether it's a bar or whether it's playing mini golf, just enjoying your friend's company. But it's like that's weird to guys. Why not do that? Why not, bro?
And the funny thing, like, you see people do that, like, but we would think they're influencers or celebrities. Bro, everyone can do it, you know. We need to stop looking at people's lives like they got something. He's doing that, bro. We can go and do that. As
We can do it right now.
All we need to do is just plan it, bro. That's it. We can do it. Anything we could do it. We just need to plan it, and I feel like that's something that we need to do more as men. But then the reason why I say podcasting is even more deeper than that is because that's a one-off over a year. But imagine every week you're getting to speak. That's different.
Trust me.
That's
any topic you want.
Anything you want, it's your platform.
Your platform.
Yeah. No, sure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And there were people who listen, and sometimes, like for example, some of our viewers might message us like, "Oh, I found this interesting." And you might have a conversation, and that might be another form of therapy. Like sometimes it's good to like have people who maybe you care about, but maybe you don't open up like that to them. They hear your pod, they hear you address something, they bring it up, and now you've got
a conversation.
They can enter your life now and like have a healthy relationship with you now. So that's another thing.
That's it, man. That's why I said podcasting is definitely a thing.
Trust me,
that everyone needs to be doing, if I'm honest, once in their life, just to get some. Because I know people got things on their mind they want to say, but they just never say it.
Yeah.
You know, like a man's got things on their mind they want to say, but they just never
as
say
well.
it. Like, but they just never say it because they just think, oh, no one's gonna listen to me, or
right,
no one's gonna value me, or no one cares. And that's kind of like I said, men's mental health is serious. You know, when you feel like the world don't care about you, then suicide is always an option.
Always.
Yeah. When you just feel like nobody cares. Yeah, who cares? If I die today, no one ain't gonna care. Yeah. That's the maddest one. When you think like that, like, no one's gonna care.
Very dark place.
Yeah, that's a dark place. So if a man came in one day and you heard him talking like, you'd be like, you know what? I need to chat to him more. Or I need to get him in touch with my man because my man will chat. You know, like, we could support you now, but if I never know what you've been through,
how would I know today?
I ain't gonna know nothing.
Yeah, very true.
Man can't keep something like that, man. Speak out on it for real. It's free now, especially now.
What do you lot think of men's mental health? Do you think men speak enough about their mental health?
I think it's weird because we're in a point now where we're told to speak more about it, but at the same time, as men, we need to figure out what exactly should we be saying and what exactly should we actually just be taking in stride. Because I don't think I think we need to be speaking more, but at the same time, there's certain things I believe personally that are really that it could be oversharing at points. It's just finding that balance in terms of men's mental health, like.
Yeah, no, same. Because, like you said, women have been doing this for yonks. You know what I mean? Like, even when you go back to, like, I don't know, like, like, actual civilization, and you think about, like, Viking times or whatever, the women would be there chilling, talking, whatever. The man would just be there either drinking or fighting bears and shit. Do you know what I mean? We don't actually necessarily talk like that. But nowadays, there's more of a focus on it, but at the same time, we don't know what to say. In a way,
what we talking
we
about,
don't know what actual self-care for men looks like. That's like a whole industry that could be built now. I've just given someone $1 billion industry. Literally. Thinking of, maybe we don't go out for pedicures, but maybe we do this, do that. That it actually improves men's self-care. That makes us feel like, nah, I'm that guy type thing.
I'm still a man, I'm still,
And even just the general, like, emotional intelligence, because once you can understand, okay, I'm angry, and I'm angry because of X, Y, Z, instead of just saying I'm angry. Once you understand the reason why, you can say, okay, so what led me to that? Right. What was the trigger for that? Okay, so now that I know that I'm angry because of this, maybe I should stop doing this or stop, getting to that point where it triggers that anger or that hurt or that trauma. And then once you understand that, you can relay that onto someone else and onto someone else and onto someone else. And do you know what I mean? Domino effects for real.
That's true, man.
Plug everyone with your socials.
Yeah, what's your ads, man?
So obviously, you can find the podcast at Out Here Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
Spell it though, because I know a lot of people won't know how to spell it.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, spell it, bro. You have to spell it.
So it's OUTCHEAPODCAST. That's right, isn't it?
I'll do that.
Out air. People might write out EEER. Yeah, out EEER. You know, people say it so people understand.
Yeah, so Out Here Podcast, because a couple of people have said, is it out here? Out here? Out here. Out here. No, Out here. Yeah, so now we're Out Here for real.
So it's Out Here on Instagram and then _podcast. So if that you're struggling to find us, that's exactly how you find us on Instagram. But yeah, J_Hustle01 on Instagram.
Yeah, mids_MB on Instagram and Twitter.
Same for everything else.
Things,
Same
come on.
Everything else.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my brothers.
We're
finished another episode.
Thank you,